In this short lecture, we're just going to be going over logical operators. We've already looked at one, and that was the not operator, which was an exclamation mark. For example, 1, you could say, is equal to 1, or you could say 1 is not equal to 2, or something like that. So we were looking at before is equal to, now we're looking at not equal to. And there are two others. We have and, which is two of the and signs, and then or, which is two of the pipe signs. They're horizontal lines, and you should be able to see that sign somewhere on your keyboard. So we're just going to look at how these can be used. I've just created an ID here in my H4 called output. I'm just going to be showing you through the use of booleans, which, as you may remember, are either true, come out as true, or false. So for example here, what I've done is created a variable called a, and I've just said 1 is equal to 1. And I've just made the background blue because I felt like it. Now, what I'm going to do is use document.getElementById and use the output, which is for H4, and then .innerHTML equals a. So what should appear here on the screen will just be true. Yep, fantastic. Okay, so now let's try using some of these logical operators. If, for example, I were to use 1 is equal to 1 and, let's say, 23 is equal to 57, what do you think the output's going to be? If someone were to say to you, this is a really good way of doing it, if someone were to say to you, 1 is equal to 1 and 23 is equal to 57, true or false, what would you say? Well, you'd say that's false, because you know that 1 is equal to 1, but 23 is not equal to 57. So this whole statement isn't true. So let's see. False. Fantastic. However, if I were to put, is equal to 4 is equal to 4, then of course both those statements are true, so we'll get a true. How about if we just undo that? So this, of course, is false. What if we change the and to an or, using those two horizontal characters called pipes? So this is going to probably go to, well, it's definitely going to go to true, because if you say out loud 1 is equal to 1 or 23 is equal to 57, it's basically saying one of these things is true. So in this case, 1 is equal to 1, so yeah, one of those statements is true. Fantastic. But if both of them were false, like 1 is equal to 9, then it's going to be false. Or let's say 1 is more than 9. Or 23, well, if we do this first, we'll still have the same result, because neither of them are true. But if I were to change this to is not equal to, so now I'm saying 1 is more than 9, or 23 is not equal to 57. Well, this is all going to turn out to be true. Why? Because one of the statements is true, and that's this one. 23 is not equal to 57. So if I refresh this, we'll get a true. So that's all there is to it. We have three different things to keep in mind. You can use and, or not. And there you have it. We've gone over and, or, and not. So what I recommend you do now is do the exact same thing. So create a variable that's going to be a boolean, like either a true or false, and you'll see why this is going to be so useful in a few lectures' time when we start looking at if-else statements. But for now, create a variable that's going to be a boolean, and just first of all try doing something simple like 1 is equal to 1, and then you get that to be outputted in the HTML or something like that. Then once you've done that, and you're confident with that, try adding some of these logical operators, and, or not equal to. So give those three a go, and then when you're ready, I'll see you in the next lecture.